Hello everyone. I chose three main books and then I chose some other literature to go along with it. The first book I chose was A Paradise Called Texas by Janice Scheffelman. The next book I chose was to go with it that students could read were Letters to Oma, and this is by Mar J. Gersick. Both of these books have a family migrating from Germany to Texas. They have quite a bit of experiences along the way, some good and some bad. After reading the two books, students could choose one of three things. They could either write a comparison and contrasting paper that would compare the two books. They could use, or the two immigrant families, they could use a Venn diagram to collect their data and develop a plan for their writing, or they could choose a letter. The letter the students would write would be writing from the point of view of a small child, and they're going to write to the child's family back home, and they would need to include in the letter where they are in Texas, what's the climate like, what's the land like, what experiences have they come across, good or bad. Or they could do a persuasive poster where the students would need to come up with a catchy slogan that is telling different European groups what opportunities there are in Texas. They would need to come up with a location in Texas and tell what the climate's like, what the land's like, what the people are like, what the temperature is. They would also need to have on their contact information. The next book I chose was The K. I really enjoyed this book. It's by Theodore Taylor. It's about a little boy during World War II, and he gets shipwrecked on a Caribbean island with a black man. It's quite a touching story. After reading this book, or before reading the book, the students, we could do a have a discussion on World War II. What was a child's life like during World War II, their school, and we could also locate on a map where Venezuela is in the Caribbean. We could discuss racism, what is a racist, and if they feel racism still is happening today. And during the reading, we could look at the various sea animals that are listed in the K, and the students could research those animals more in depth. And after the reading, we could find the island on the map, the K, and compare where the K is on the map as to where Timothy thought. In the book, Timothy just knew, he told Philip he knew exactly where they are, and he described all the other islands. So the students would compare where the island is on a map today as opposed to Timothy's idea in the book. And then after that, students could either choose two different activities. Either they could have a writing or a drama activity. If they chose the writing activity, they would write a sequential story that tells about how Philip is going to go back to the K and visit Timothy's grave, and that would be done individually. If they chose the drama, they would do it in groups of two, and they could choose from one of the dialogues in chapters 12, 13, and 15 from the book The K, and each one of those chapters has great imagery in it, so they could choose from one of those, and then the students, after they got that planned out, or after they got their writing, then they would present that to the class. The last one, the book that I chose, was Saturday Shangacho, and this is about a little girl and her grandma. They are making a soup together, and they don't have all the ingredients, and she has 2 eggs, and so the grandma sends her down to the market to barter the 2 eggs to get the ingredients they need. So this is a great book. It gave me the idea. I loved one of the ideas I came across in this semester about a travel day. And the students, they go to all the classrooms throughout the day to each room, and each room is set up in a different theme. And I thought each room could be a different marketplace from different countries. And I came up with some different books that represent different countries. Here's the Runaway Walk, and this is about a marketplace in China. And then I have Market Day by Holly Berry, and this is a marketplace in Ireland. And I have a Market Day by Carmen Parks, and this is about a marketplace in Mexico. And the students could go to each one of the rooms, and they could be set up like the culture, the dance, the music, the different booths in the room. There could be food and flowers. And the students could go into each one of the rooms and visit it. And before they leave, the teacher could read them the book that correlates with that country. The next day, students could do the same thing and go to various rooms. They could have, in one room would be a garage sale. One room they could have a swap meet, and in the swap meet they could have the students beforehand bring an item that they could actually go in and they can trade their item. In another room, parent volunteers could help the students make the soup that they made in the Saturday Sanga show. Then another room, they could have a video room where I found great videos that show different marketplaces all over the world. And the students could travel all over the world that way too. And then they could have a bartering game. And this activity, the students are going to try to get each one of these different ingredients from the Shango Show soup. These are all an ingredient from that soup, and they're going to be on all different cards and in a bag. And the students are going to draw 4 cards from the bag. And then without talking or showing anyone else their cards, they're going to go around and trade with the other students. And once they have each card, then they go sit down. And then we're going to see who can get all the ingredients the fastest. And at the end, the assessments for the market day, the students could create a mural of their favorite market day. And that mural would include the different booths that they saw, the different dress, and so forth. Thank you. I enjoyed the reading was my favorite part of the course, is to getting in all of the children's literature. Thank you.